All right, folks, welcome back to Morning Coffee. I'm your co-host, Mark Iorio, along with Lisa Manioki, and we've got Martin McDaniel on. Finally, all these technical difficulties down in Nashville, I guess. How are you, Martin? Good to see you, buddy.
I'm good. It's good to see y'all, too.
Thank you. Great to be with you. So, Martin, let's talk a little bit about the music industry, my friend, and the trials and tribulations you go through as an up-and-coming musician, and you know the things that you got to battle. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, when I was a kid, and Lisa was younger, she's a little younger than I am. She looks younger than I am, or I do. But we used to listen to the radio, and we would hear music, and then we'd go out and buy the album. And obviously, that's not the way it works anymore.
No, it's radio used to be the king. I guess in some ways it's still the king as far as country music goes. Country music is a little bit behind the curve when it comes to a lot of that other stuff in the pop world and things like that. They're a little bit different, but nowadays it's a lot of social media stuff. Social media, TikTok mainly seems to be the king. That's where the music industry as a whole is kind of pushing everybody. Be famous on TikTok, and then we'll give your song a chance. The song is not as important anymore. It doesn't seem.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
It is.
Why TikTok? Why do you think?
I have no clue. I don't know. I talk to a lot of different artists that are friends of mine and songwriters and stuff, and that's just where that's the it thing right now. It's where most people are spending their times when they're on their phone, especially the younger kids, and that's what they're most interested in right now is what's happening on TikTok. How famous are you on TikTok? How many people are watching your videos on TikTok? That sort of thing. So,
Martin, when you go from venue to venue, like down to Tuscaloosa or St. Petersburg, Florida, or up to Chicago or Cleveland, or even play in Nashville, you're starting to get bigger and bigger crowds, right? And so, it's growing organically as well. That's got to help a little bit, right?
Yeah, it helps some. It grows that social media following some, which helps. But it also, it matters when you can put butts in seats and keep people interested and keep people there all night and selling beer. It's always a good thing. But the things I'm hearing now they don't really even care about that. All they care about right now is whether or not you're streaming or your social media presence is big enough.
Who's they?
Everything I'm hearing is that's what matters.
Martin, who's the they you're talking about?
Just record, label people.
Okay.
Radio people, the people who decide whether you're going to get to go to radio. Just the powers that be, the people that control the music business, basically.
Well, here's the problem I have with that is high visibility does not mean that you're talented. It just means you're active on social media.
Right.
So you're littering
Absolutely.
the playing field with mediocrity and jamming up the people like yourself who are talented. That's got to be frustrating, isn't it?
It's definitely frustrating. Good for them. If they can get it done that way and make it happen. So many of these kids that are on TikTok they've never been on stage. They've never played a show. They've never even been in front of a real crowd. And, I just came from the time before that where that was part of what you were supposed to do to get to that next place. It was about being able to play out in front of people and perform and those sorts of things, that was important. But anymore, I mean, there's several people who have kind of broken through from that TikTok side of things that up until recently had never been on stage, never played a show, never done any sort of stuff like that, never traveled around and played dive bars and, had to set up their own equipment and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a thing that's sort of dying out as far as whether or not you're going to be famous or you're going to make it.
When you were talking about the powers, the powers of the radio station, people that are making a star by playing songs on the radio, isn't it still all about networking? Isn't it really about getting the people that are making those decisions? Whether it's, agents are tough, Martin, because it's not you, right? But if you become friends with someone who's in the radio business and they give you playtime, that's got to help a little.
I mean, there's still a few people who could probably make that happen, but it's few and far. They're few and far between. There's a guy named Bobby Bones who has a radio show that's syndicated, huge radio show. He can definitely, push the deal for you. If he takes a liking to your song and starts playing your song on his radio show, 100% you can make some changes. But that's sort of the thing that I don't quite understand about it. Radio is still, if you have a number one on radio, your social media numbers, are probably going to follow that upward trend. It seems a little backwards to me that you're supposed to be famous before they even hear your music. I don't really understand the way that it works, but you just got to do what you got to do. You got to play the game. So
yeah.
Well, what? Keep at it. Here, I'll tell you what. Here we've got an audience. Tell us about you and your music and what you do. This is your spotlight. So, I mean, this is one way to get the word out. So tell us more.
Absolutely. I've been in Nashville for the last 15 years and writing songs and traveling around playing. We just released a couple new songs right there at the end of this last year, and just a couple of weeks ago we released a song called Boys Back Home, and right before that we released a song called Alabama. And we're just trying to put out good music and continue the grind the way that we know how to do it, and try and keep up with the trends and whatnot. But yeah, we're still out here hitting the pavement and playing shows and trying to keep people entertained and sell some beer.
How far are you willing to go as far as travel?
We'll go anywhere. If they got enough money to pay us, we'll go.
Okay.
Martin, what are the things you love doing? I mean, you're trying to balance family life. You're a dad, obviously, a husband, and trying to balance all that. It's got to be somewhat difficult. You're doing a lot of writing. I don't know if you want to share with the audience who you write for, but I think it's pretty impressive.
I've got a publishing deal at Wide Open, so they pay me to write songs, which is an amazing thing. It's definitely a blessing to get to do that. As far as what I love to do, I love to be playing. I love to play out live. I love spending time with my kids and, getting to be a part of that. Them growing up and, just seeing that stuff. And it's definitely tough because we stay really busy. We're gone, 3-4 days a week.
Yeah.
Coming in and out. And, just trying to stay after it. And then I'm writing songs during the week and that kind of thing. And, my wife is a saint, and she takes care of everything. and make sure make sure the kids are straight, and that I'm my laundry and all that stuff. I mean, she's incredible, honestly.
That's great.
Well, that's really
That's
nice.
cool. That's cool.
You have a nice smile on your face when you're talking about her, so she must be special. That's good.
She is special. She is the best.
When you're writing, Martin, what take us through that creative process for a minute, because that is such a talent, and you've written for some pretty big stars, I think. I don't know how much you want to share about that, but what is that process like?
Well, it depends on the day, and it depends on who you're in the room with. Writing a song can come from a title that somebody's got, or just a riff, just a chord progression that somebody has, or it can be somebody's brought in, a song that they've already started that they were thinking about. It can just be a melody, or you can just have nothing and start fiddling around and just wait and see what comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Some days it takes 25 minutes to write one, and some days it takes hours plus extra days to get it done. It just depends. It depends on the song, and just everybody's mood and how creative we're working and all that kind of stuff, and just trying to make sure that it's right.
That's amazing.
It is.
Mark and I both have spent plenty of time in, dark bars with black walls, helping our kids set up equipment. So we know the live experience is very different from sitting in front of a computer and fixing things, right?
Yeah.
So how many guys,
Absolutely.
tell us about your band. How many of you are there?
There's 4 of us in the band, and then we've got 3 guys on the crew doing stuff, and we roll into venues that early in the morning. We set up all day. We do sound check, and then we play at night, and then we break it down and travel somewhere else and do it all over again. A lot of miles, not a lot of sleep.
When you think of country music, Martin, like a lot of us, I was never a country fan until Chris got involved with working with you, and I think he feels the same way. You grew up as a progressive rocker, classic rocker. I like all kinds of music in terms of classical music, but I never liked country, and I can listen. Like Alabama is that's a hell of a song, man. I love that song, and
Thank you.
and the other one is I'm gonna mess it up, buddy, but it's Trucks, Girls, and Beer.
Oh, Girls, Trucks, and Beer.
Girls,
Yeah.
Trucks, and Beer.
In that order.
In that order, right? Exactly. But it's good. It's really entertaining, and Martin, you do a great job on stage, man. It's you got a great voice. My wife is, Patty's she loves country music.
I like it too.
I can never, but now with you, I can listen to it.
And it's not.
Well, that's good.
You're an entertainer too. I mean, you have to entertain. So there's much more to the craft, especially live, than just standing up there and singing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an entire production. Nobody realizes what goes on behind the scenes of getting equipment there. And I remember having to unload drum kits in very small alleys where our car, had one wheel on the curb. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kudos to you for pulling it off and for being willing to do it. My guess is that
Thank you.
you got to keep doing that because these trends, they come and go. I don't know.
Yep. And we'll get you. This fella that you mentioned earlier, I didn't catch his name, but the guy with the big radio station, the internet radio.
Oh, Bobby Bones?
Oh, yeah,
Bobby Bones. We got to
Bobby
get him on
Bones.
there.
Bobby Bones, wasn't he one of the consultants on American Idol too? He
was?
would mentor.
Yeah, he's huge. He's
real
big in the radio world, very large.
Yeah, but can you get to him?
Yeah, we're gonna post him. I mean, after Mark.
I started a TikTok campaign a little while back that I just post this video every single. We had when we first put out Alabama, we had a video that went sort of viral, And that's the thing about TikTok. It's so strange. It doesn't even seem to matter how many followers you have. I mean, they want to see your numbers be really high, and that's honestly what it takes, is your numbers to be really high for them. But you can have, like, when we posted that video, I think I had just over 1,000 followers on TikTok. The video went somewhat viral. It got viewed 300,000 times or something like that. It's like 30,000 likes, 800 comments,
That's
something
impressive.
crazy.
Yeah, it
like
is.
that. And you know, and overnight I gained like 7,000 followers or something.
Oh my gosh.
And then the very next video you post gets like 300 views. You're like, well, what just happened to the 7,000 people that just started
Yeah,
following
right,
me?
exactly.
How can but it doesn't work that way. The people that follow you don't always even get to see your video unless you kind of have to win the TikTok algorithm lottery
right.
for that
Yeah,
kind
you
of
do.
thing to go through.
That's right.
That's true.
But I just started posting that video, and I was like, I'm just going to repost this video every day, and I'm going to tag Bobby Bones until somebody from his place or he responds. At least
There you
lets
go.
me know they heard it and decided they didn't like it or something.
Exactly.
But, you know, just the way the numbers worked out, and I just feel like if it gets to a big enough platform where enough people can hear it, it'll do what it's supposed to do. We just haven't quite figured out how to get it to that platform yet. Radio is, like I said, there are very few avenues to get to radio, especially anymore, without all that other stuff being in place already.
We'll have to find out what Bobby Bones likes, if he likes donuts or cookies or Chick-fil-A or something, and ship him some stuff, man, to get him on the get you on the radio.
You know what drives me crazy about this?
There you go.
This reminds me of when you get out of school and they say, we're not going to hire you because you have no experience.
You have no experience, right, exactly.
Somebody has to start somewhere. So you have experience, you have a runway, and yet there's this digital gatekeeper that doesn't have any real skill to identify what's good, bad, or indifferent.
Yep.
Well, listen,
Absolutely.
you keep at the organic stuff, because at the end of it all, if TikTok suddenly becomes, less favored, something else is going to step in, but you're still going to be here. So you just have to keep doing your thing.
Exactly.
Do not slow
Absolutely.
down.
Yep. Hey, Martin, thank you, man. Thanks for joining us. I know it's early for you in
man.
Nashville.
Thank y'all for having me. It's been a pleasure to talk to y'all.
You're welcome. Listen, tell everyone how to get in touch with you and your website. Maybe they can come down to any of the venues that you are touring in.
Absolutely. You can find me on all my social medias at Martin McDaniel or at Martin McDaniel Music. It's one of those things. My website is just martinmcdaniel.com. They're getting ready to update and post up all the dates we have for this year. We've got a bunch of stuff kind of coming in, so they're trying to get everything squared away and ready. But they should be updating all our dates in the next day or so. And so you can find me on there. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, MySpace. We have all the things.
Great. All right, Martin, thank you for joining Lisa and I. It was great pleasure for us.
Absolutely, man. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Our pleasure.
All right, go make some music.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Y'all have a good one.
you too. That's
great.
pretty good, isn't it? I mean, it's a tough racket. I mean, and what's interesting is I never even heard of Bobby.
Oh, I did, because
Yeah.
I watch American Idol. I mean,
Yeah.
I love watching some of the amazing talent that's scattered throughout the country. These kids would never have a chance,
Yeah.
but that gives them a really big
Big
spotlight.
opportunity. Yeah.